Hello.
Would you like to share us about yourself?
First of all, I wanted to thank you for opportunity to come and share my story. My name is Marcela, and I grew up in communistic Czechoslovakia, where freedom to speak out and explore the world, to travel, was not allowed, and the borders were fenced with electric fence, called also iron wall.
Can you please explain the circumstances that led you to leave your home country?
Oh, where to start? I grew up believing that communistic society was the most democratic society. I was taught that by school, by radio and TV, and I didn't know there is another way to live except what the communistic propaganda was telling me. Until I was, when I was child, I was part of the Pioneer Youth Organization, which is something like Hitler Youth Organization. And the breaking point was when I become, as a 16-year-old, part of athletic club. I met my coach that openly spoke against the censorship and dictator in a communistic Czechoslovakia. And this is the first time I have been actually exposed to information that was hidden from me. And the most challenging part started when I wanted to explore spirituality, and I started to attend church. From that point, I knew that I could not go anymore and live in this hypocritical society where you were not allowed to freely go to church or read the books that were not proved by the government. I just did not see any future for me in Czechoslovakia anymore. So that's why I planned my escape from Czechoslovakia.
What were the most challenging moments during your journey?
Wow, there were many challenging situations. It already started before my escape, when I was fearful that somebody will find out about my plans. It actually happened. My try to escape happened in 1986, when I, with my girlfriend, we planned a trip to Austria. And because I was a girl and they did not expect that I would have that courage to flee Czechoslovakia and took this opportunity to not come back, they let me and my girlfriend to go. But we could not leave Czechoslovakia at that time because there was a threat that our coach, will go to prison if we leave Czechoslovakia. So we had to come back. The challenge was also knowing that if I flee Czechoslovakia, I might not be able to see my family again, because we were not allowed as immigrants come back. One of the biggest challenges I experienced through my journey was that I was preparing for the escape from Czechoslovakia for years. And when I went to Austria as a refugee, I waited in the rooming house for refugees in Austria for 18 months for the interview at the American embassy to be accepted as a refugee to go to United States. And because the interview happened after Velvet Revolution in 1989, that happened in Czechoslovakia, that led to collapse of communism, I was not accepted as a refugee in United States. I was devastated because I didn't believe 3 months after the revolution in Czechoslovakia that actually Czechoslovakia will permanently end up free from communism. There was lots of fear of being still captured by Czechoslovakian police. I felt only safe when I was in refugee camp, that I knew that I can't be anymore captured by them and return back, because returning back means imprisonment.
Can you explain the language barrier you encountered?
Oh, yeah, language. I really love to speak. Talking is one of my most enjoyable activities. And imagine you are in your 20s and you are not able to express yourself. It started in Austria. I had to learn the language, and it was challenging. But not only that, in Austria they speak with dialect. So on the top that you are learning the language, the dialect was very challenging to understand. And I met lots of very helpful people in Austria, but also I met people that were looking down at me because I was foreigner and I did not belong in their country. That was one reason why I decided to go to Canada, because the political situation for foreigners in Austria at that time, it wasn't very welcoming. And also coming to Canada, I had to face again new challenge to learn complete new language. And I was kind of in my late 20s. So that was challenging because the opportunities for jobs were limited. I could not speak very well. And but because the attitude towards foreigners, refugees, immigrants in Canada was different than that I experienced in Austria, I was able to overcome the low of self-esteem and confidence, and I was able to speak and learn English. And I had lots of opportunities through English as a second language, and people and friends in Thunder Bay that I met.
Would you like to visit your home country if you get an opportunity?
So thanks to revolution in 1989, communism collapsed. So I am able to go back and visit my family and friends, and I do it often. That knowing that this world for me is now open and my home country is open for me to come back makes my life here in Canada easier. When I arrived in Canada in Thunder Bay, I was welcomed by my sponsor Willa and Lloyd Jones, and also by Slovak community. Willa and Lloyd Jones sponsored many refugees coming to Thunder Bay. And when I was helped to write a letter when I was in Austria that they would sponsor me, I was very excited when actually they did agree with it, and I could look forward, start my new life in Canada. After being few weeks living in boarding house for refugees in Thunder Bay, I was able to go and live for a few months in the basement of a home of one of Slovak families. And that was experience that just reinforced that coming to Canada, Thunder Bay was a right choice. The Multicultural Association was providing me with resources how to navigate through the city. English second language, that was also another opportunity to meet other newcomers in Thunder Bay and learn language. Also, Multicultural Association was providing me with a course that helped me to learn how to write resumes, which was a very new thing for me, how to navigate through interviews, job interviews. And that actually opened door to my job as an administrative assistant, which I worked for years. So Thunder Bay is surrounded by this vast lake called Lake Superior. And being exposed to this magnificent nature and lake around Thunder Bay, it gave me the feeling of infinitive possibilities. I would like to mention also the Fort William Baptist Church, where I met lots of families. They become my family as well. I never forget the first Thanksgiving dinner I was invited to, the Christmas celebrations, being able to celebrate with their families. And that actually helped me to overcome the sadness of the separation from my own family, my own country. And I carry that with me for all those years. And I'm so grateful for what the people that I met in Thunder Bay did for me. And I hope that I can give it back what was given to me. And I also am so blessed to find my family by marrying my husband, having my son, and having so many friends that they make my life in Thunder Bay feeling like a home. Living in Canada gave me opportunities that I was never aware that they exist. My accent was never a hindrance to achieve anything I wanted. I was able to pursue more education in Canada, find a job that I really enjoy, and most of it start family in Canada, that knowing that there is this freedom to pursue your dreams. There is the openness that nothing can stop you from going what you desire. And knowing that also my son is growing in a free country where there is no fear of speaking out and following your dreams makes my journey worthwhile.